And now the movies, folks.
Deal Lab presents to Bab Theatre. Silver Fender Vibro Champ needs my help. Let's go, righto.
Alright, so you heard the man. We got a Fender Silver Face Vibro Champ in need of restoration. D-Lab's on it. Righto! Well, let's give the little Vibro Champ an inspection. Original power transformer. Original filter cap. Non-original output transformer. This looks like something that maybe came out of a Hammond organ. You got your 5Y3 rectifier, 6V6 output tube, a couple 12AX7s. Chassis clean, no signs of mods. Let's flip it. Well, there's the front panel. You can see we've got some corrosion on the aluminum, a little bit of rust on the silver inlays of the original knobs, which is very cool. Pretty much looks untouched except for that output transformer, but I have a solution for that. So here's the eyelet board. It's got those old Mallory electrolytics. Those gotta go. Pretty much looks stock. A little bit of a solder glob right there. Death cap is still there because it still has the 2-conductor power cord. We're going to change that too. Let me rotate it. We'll take a look at the controls. Different view now. Controls all look original. There's some serial number information maybe on the chassis. Possibly that's the initials of the builder. So I'm going to be replacing the main filter cap because we know those leak. And of course the electrolytics and these brown uglies will have to come off the board too. But first I want to give her a test and make sure that it has life so we know what we're getting into. So I was contacted by a fella the other day. His name is Brett. He works at a pawn shop, I believe, called the Wooden Nickel. And he's also working on one of these Vibro Champs. And he asked me, what do I use to inspect those tube sockets? Well, here it is, guys. These are cheap magnifying glasses that are lit and they're on a stand. Makes it very convenient to put your amp underneath, and you can take a look right down inside of those tube sockets and inspect the contacts. If you see deformed contacts or corrosion, my best advice is change out the tube socket. Don't try to reform those contacts because once the metal's fatigued, it'll never be the same. Alright, test time. I've got the little Champ plugged into a Variac. I'm not going to bring it up to full voltage. Creep up on it here and watch my current. Looks good. I expect it probably works. Just needs a little help. Alright, so we're using an audio generator as the input. I'm hitting her with about 100 volts right now. Got a little sacrificial speaker back there. Yep. A little bit of noise in the controls, but she is working. About the tremolo. Yep. Good deal. That's all I need to know. So the power supplies are good. Tubes are usable for the test. I'm going to go ahead and replace the filter cap, the output transformer, get the new caps on the eyelet board, and we're going to rebias this thing because it's still running that 470 ohm resistor, which I don't agree with. It puts excessive current through the 6V6. So here we go. So before I begin the repairs, in case you're wondering, here is the manufacturer of that cheap desk type magnifier. Okay, Pro Kits. I'm sure you can buy these things on Amazon pretty cheap. I run this Luxo, it's the Vision series. Super expensive, but it's a little more compact and it's got a LED ring for the light, so it's easier to maneuver. Alright, so for the filter cap, we're going to replace that with a CE manufacturing cap rated at 525 volts. And I was able to snag an original Champ type output transformer. These are made by our buddies in Chicago. I had a heck of a time finding this, guys, but it has the 4 ohm output for the Champ. So that ugly organ type output transformer is history. So first thing I'm going to do is get this old 2-prong cord out of here. Mr. Death Cap is out. Because we definitely want to upgrade this to a grounded power cord system. Then I always just clip the terminals of the filter caps. Okay. Leave myself a little road map. We'll get the new one installed after old Snozeramus is warmed up. The old cap is removed, new one's ready to be installed. Before you remove your cap, just put a little mark how it was oriented, and the new one will drop right into place if you use the CE manufacturing type. That's why I prefer these. They are expensive, but as they say, you get what you pay for, right? So I'm going to get this guy in here, bend these tabs over, and then we'll bring out King Snozeramus to wrap it up. So here he is, your king, with his sidekick, Kester 6337.
Sit back and relax.
King Snozeramus.
A lot of people wonder where ghouls come from. Well, they come from all over. They have... A lot of ghouls come from Portugal.
Okay, so I had somebody write in and they wanted some more details on upgrading the power cords from the 2-conductor to the 3-conductor type. Okay, so what Fender originally did is this was the neutral. The hot went up to the switch and to the transformer. Okay, so they are actually fusing the neutral, which is really not a huge deal. Okay, but I'm not going to get into it. We're talking about a coil of wire. All right. So what I do when I replace them with the grounded type is the ground wire itself will be soldered direct to the chassis. I like to land a little terminal board here using the hole that the death cap used to go through, and that is going to allow me a landing spot for the neutral. So this line of the transformer that's currently going to the fuse will slide over here, and that will go direct to the neutral lead. In this case it's blue. Okay, the brown is the hot, so now the brown is going to swing over to the fuse, come out of the fuse, go to the power switch, and hit the primary of the power transformer. While I was waiting for the Unger to warm up for the ground connection, I went ahead and replaced that output transformer, so we're good there. Here's the final wiring on the AC. Neutral comes in, joins with that winding of the power transformer, ground of course soldered to chassis, hot through the fuse holder to the switch to the other side of the primary. Alright, let's move on to the eyelet board. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is replace these electrolytics. So these white Mallories, they've seen better days, are coming out. I'm also going to replace these 2 brown caps. The reason is I know they're good caps, guys, but what I find is since they sit at a right angle, sometimes these leads become disconnected and these are intermittent. Here's the parts replaced so far. I've installed a new 6v6 for setting the bias. So initially we're going to check the bias with the 470 ohm stock resistor. I got my Beckman meter set up for current here. Plug him in. So we're going to monitor the cathode current of the 6v6. So you can see she's running pretty high. I've seen some of these well over 50 milliamps. So I'm not super happy with 47 milliamps either. That's going to bake your 6v6. So I'm going to insert a different value resistor. So we'll try the 750 ohm in the place of the 470 and recheck that bias. I've jumped in the 750. So the 470 is disconnected. Let's watch our current. So the last champ I did, I ended up using the 750. It is running a little high, but that helps to give you that nice Class A breakup. So we're going to go install the 750 in this champ as well. Final test time of the Vibro Champ. I've got the new bias resistor in there. Everything's complete on the eyelet board. We're on a big speaker now, and I'm using my leader audio generator. So there she is. Let's check out the tremolo. Clean the controls. She's good to go. So let's review the repairs made to the Vibro Champ. Right? We have a new grounded power cord. Rewired the AC input to accommodate that. New filter cap. New caps on the eyelet board, and rebiased using the 750 ohm resistor. I cleaned the tube sockets. And of course we installed a new output transformer and filter cap. Also replaced the 6v6 and the 12AX7 tubes because there were complaints of noise, and the 6v6 was pretty soft, only drawing about 25 milliamps versus the 37 mils you're seeing out of the new tungsol. Here we are topside. I wanted to show you the new output transformer installed in our multi-section CE manufacturing filter cap, and of course the new tungsol 6v6. Got our shields installed, the chassis is nice and clean. This is one good looking Vibro Champ.